Alrighty guys, it's Death Racer Chevy here, and we are playing Domination on Fallen. So it's been pretty much about a week since this game's come out, a little bit more actually, probably 9 days or some shit like that. Anyways, so I decided to upload this one because this is the only one I was able to actually capture on my Dazzle, because as of right now, the vault for Call of Duty is kind of like going on the fritz and shit, so it won't let me get any of the other games that I've saved on my vault, so this is what we're gonna have to make do with. Alrighty, so Domination. We all know how to play it. Everybody should know by now that it's about capturing the objectives. And in this one, I particularly do that, but I also do a bit of killing sufficiently, I guess. Anyways, that's not really what I want to talk about because this is something that most of you guys already know. So why am I reminding you guys of something that you don't have to be told again? So there's been a lot of things that have been going wrong. You guys have noticed at all with the launch of Modern Warfare 3. One of the main things that a lot of people are complaining about, specifically on the Modern Warfare 3 forums, are that Call of Duty Elite is still not working. It's still being overwhelmed, overpowered, everything. The only thing I'd like to say about that is that having been the person who has like founder status as well, for me it's not a huge deal, only because I didn't pay for it. I can understand why some of you guys can be very upset because that's $50 that you guys paid for a service that you guys are expecting to have full access to immediately. However, there's a lot of anger being directed towards the people who created Modern Warfare 3 solely, and not really anger, I guess, at Beachhead, because they're the people who are in charge of this. So you guys gotta kind of remember that and, make sure you're putting the blame on the people that the blame is supposed to be on. They entrusted Beachhead to do it, and obviously Beachhead was overwhelmed and did not realize the capacity nor the overwhelming amount of Call of Duty players that there are, that their servers would crash. So another thing that has been rolling around in the forums is the hit marker noise. I didn't even notice this just because most of the time, since I'm playing at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't really have my volume up too high. So I didn't notice that there was actually an issue for the PlayStation where there was no hit marker noise. Which for some people, especially if you're very adapt to the sounds, that you are kind of being at a disadvantage because you can't hear that sound, especially from a distance when you can't really, go ahead and go further out. I have no idea. I think I might have left, or I guess I'm just watching it at this point. And it's kind of troubling. Also, after this match, I noticed that certain perks aren't working. I'm working on getting another video set up on specific events and proof that the perks aren't working like they're supposed to be working. A few examples of that is Blast Shield. If you have Blast Shield Pro, sometimes it cuts in and out whether or not you're actually getting stunned or things like that. And for those of us who use Blast Shield Pro, like the only time I really use it is on my Riot Shield class, that's very annoying because that's one of the main perks you would use for a Riot Shield class, specifically so you can, walk through certain flashbangs and things like that, and be a little bit at ease with it, but with it not working properly, it kind of sucks. Marksman is another one that I also noticed doesn't work. It was just because I changed my classes to have Marksman because I wanted to rank up quicker and, get some of the other perks over with, and it just wasn't working. You're supposed to have a little target with red, indicating people that are, a good distance away from you, to kind of give you a heads up that, hey, there's a guy over there, just in case you can't see or they're a little bit hidden, which for some people might be cheap, whatever, but it's not even working, period. Like, you could be a good distance away and you don't see it ever, or someone could be that close, for example, and you still don't see it. It's very disturbing that some of the perks aren't working because that kind of limits your create a class to an extent. Yeah, maybe they might be the shitty perks that people don't like, but I mean, are you really gonna want to keep running the same perks over and over and over again, just like you'd run the same guns again and again and again? That gets really tedious really quickly. So that's really my concern. And you know, it just seems wrong that certain perks would work and other perks don't work. So those are a few of the complaints and the threads that are kind of popping up. You know, elite doesn't work, perks don't work, whether or not the Type 95 is overpowered. I'm, I guess, very conflicted on that as well because I understand why it's a gun that everyone can cry out OP, OP, OP because of the amount of damage that it deals. I believe it's 55 at close range, 20 or 25, I think, at far range. And I can understand, or vice versa. And I get it. I get why that's a bad thing, but I don't see it being too much of an issue. I don't know. I haven't seen it, you know, in action against me in excessive amounts like I did, like let's say with the AK-74U or things like that. So it really didn't bother me much, and it really still doesn't bother me now. So I don't know. I guess I just have to see more proof of it being, you know, like ridiculous in order to really claim this gun OP. Just like how people are claiming that Assassin and Stalker are overpowered perks. I don't see that. I use Stalker, and the only reason I use Stalker is just because I don't want to die via bouncing Betty sometimes. That's really the only reason why. Other than that, I could care less because I don't really sound horn in this game. So the being quiet thing really doesn't, or the, no, what does it do? I think it's like recon. Hell, I don't even know what Stalker does. I just know I like it as my 3rd tier perk, pretty much. So, I don't know. I'm really, like, kind of everywhere, especially on this game. So, I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts as to, it's been a week or so. How are things going for you? Yay, nay, do you regret it? Stuff like that. I'll have more up soon, probably some Riot Shield stuff that's better and not as boring as this. So go ahead, drop a comment, link, and I will see you guys later.